like, okay, there's always the possibility that the marriage could go left and this needs to be an escape fund.
I had a secret account when I was married, and I'm just like putting his money in my secret account.
Right. Said she had a secret account that her mother told her to put to the side.
Have you ever had a secret account?
Yeah, I would have.
The minute that she said I had 47,000, I'd have seen red. No.
I'm just
you
giving my
talking
final
about
thought
women.
like I'm Jerry Springer.
You talking about women, and the men are the biggest losers in divorce. What are you talking about? She wasn't rooting for them. Why would you say that?
But I think that she definitely should have disclosed that she had an account. And she had that money. She ain't giving them that money.
Hey, welcome to the True Love Journey podcast. I am your host, Mario, and this is my co-host,
May.
And this is a special edition. We got my mom on here. We got my brother and my sister-in-law. What?
Nothing. Y'all pros at this. Yeah. She knew when to come in and everything.
That's my girl, man. We do this. We do this all the time. Anyway, today is a very...
You look at me like that and say, "Oh, she's your girl."
No. I was waiting on you to come back after what he said.
It's a very controversial topic today. I'm going to play a clip of this video.
You haven't introduced them. You say your brother and sister.
I'm going to go around. I'm going to let my guests go first. I'm going to go around. First, I'm going to introduce them, then we're going to talk about it. The question was she a butthole? This is...
That's not what she said. You would say it if your mother wasn't here.
No, it's just because my audience, I have turned over a different leaf, and I don't want to be using profanity and stuff. I want it to be kid friendly. So earmuffs though, because this is gonna be some...
It was at this
some
moment
stuff
that
flying.
she knew she fucked up.
That ain't kid friendly.
That's the first thing.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna introduce them, and then we're gonna go around and get their answers and they take on everything. I made some notes, so I'm gonna go last because I want y'all to know we got different ages here, different ages and different statuses. So just your name and age, and if you're single.
Yeah, how old are you?
Come on.
My name is Babe. I am over
Look at
old
the camera,
enough.
please.
I'm over old enough. And what was the other thing you said?
Are you single or married?
I'm single.
Okay. Twan. This is my brother Antoine. He owns his own security company. He's married to this beautiful one right here. This is my fiance, soon to be wife.
I thought we was introducing ourselves.
Well, you taking too long.
My name is Antoine Stewart. I own my own security company. I'm married to this beautiful woman right here.
How old are you?
41.
How old are you, Don? You don't have to.
44.
Mic into the mic.
44.
Okay. And those two are married, my love.
This is May.
Oh, well, yeah, they know me and May.
I don't know. They say if you're not married, you're single. So I don't know my status yet.
Yeah. She want to start some stuff on this podcast.
Unorthodox jukebox.
Yes.
Host said it. So.
She want to start stuff on this podcast.
Right. You're right.
And she going to get all the smoke.
I like it.
She going to get all the smoke.
I like it, though.
So I'm not sure.
All right. So it's about a wife keeping money from her husband. But I'm going to let y'all hear the full story first. Okay, let's do that first.
Am I the asshole for not giving my husband my escape money when I saw that we were financially struggling? I, 34 female, have recently ran into a situation with my husband, 37 male, and I'm curious about if I'm the asshole here or not. So me and my husband have been together for 8 years, married for 7. When I got married, my mother came to me privately and talked about setting aside money as a rainy day / escape fund if worse came to worse. My husband has never showed any signs of being dangerous and rarely even gets upset. But the way my mom talked about it, it seemed like a no-brainer to have. When me and my husband got together, we agreed I would be a stay-at-home wife. We are both child-free, so that was never a concern. My husband made a comfortable mid-six-figure salary. All was good until about 2 years ago. He was injured at work in a near-fatal accident. Between hospital bills and a lawsuit that we lost, that ate up nearly all of our savings. I took a part-time job while my husband was recovering. But when he fully recovered, we transitioned back into me being unemployed, as my husband insisted that it was his role to provide. He is currently working 2 full-time jobs and Ubers on his days off to keep us afloat. Here's where I might be the asshole. I do all the expense managing, and I've continued to put money into my escape account, although I significantly decreased from $750 a month to $200 a month. My husband came home exhausted one night and asked about downsizing because of all the stress of work was going to kill him. I told him downsizing would not be an option, as I had spent years making our house a home and offered to go back to work. He tried to be nice, but basically told me that me going back to work wouldn't make enough. After an argument, my husband went through our finances to see where we could cut back. He was confused when he saw I had regular reoccurring withdrawals leading back years and asked me about it. I broke down and revealed my money to him, which now sits at $47,000. After I told him all of this, he just broke down sobbing. His point of view is I treated him like a predator and hid money from him for years, even when he was at his lowest. I told him that the money was a precaution I would have taken with any partner and not specific to him. He left the house to stay with his brother and said I hurt him on every possible level. But my mom says this is exactly what the money is for, and I should bail now. Am I the asshole?
Now, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Hold on. What do you think about this situation?
I think she's wrong.
In the mic, please.
Sorry. I think she's wrong.
Okay. Anything else to add?
I feel that when she knew they were struggling or knew he was struggling, whatever the case, then she could have helped out.
Perfect.
Instead of hiding it or making it a secret, she could have helped out. Even if it was just a little bit, she still could have kept her savings fund, but she could have at least contributed, you know.
Well, she did say that she ended up getting a part-time job, so it's not like she didn't completely contribute.
I'm talking about that savings account that she had, that secret account.
Right.
You know, when they were struggling and he was working 2.5 to 3 jobs, he shouldn't have had to work that. She had the money. She could have helped. She could have contributed. That was selfish.
Okay. Anything else to add on that?
Not so far.
Twan?
So we're going to talk about everything. When I say everything, we talk about everything. That was from Cat Williams, so you won't think I'm stealing. Listen, I think that all of this comes down to two things. She did offer to work again.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, no, I want to take care. He insisted, she said.
Right.
I want to take care of everything. I want to be the provider. So it put her in the mindset of, okay, I'm going to let you be the man that you're saying you want to be, which is a different take. Because the first time I heard it, I was instantly on his side.
Bollocks.
But now I took a step back and was like, okay, well, he did put himself in that position. However, the secret account part, when we get back to that, turns to lack of trust. My trust level would dwindle from here all the way down.
You were saying?
My trust level would dwindle from up here to down here because I feel like she didn't have to disclose the amount that she actually had in the account, especially if she had it previous to the marriage. But I think that she definitely should have disclosed that she had an account. And then it gets down to the point to where he was struggling. And when he was struggling, then if she didn't have the account, or if she had the account before that, she should have stepped in and pulled from that, or told him, or helped in some kind of way.
She didn't have that account before the marriage. It said that she started putting that money aside after they got married.
Okay, even worse, because you're pulling this money from stuff that y'all had or he had.
It's not, I mean,
it was his money, right?
It is y'all. Okay, I do agree that if you're married, it is both of y'all money. But he should have known about it. So the way,
so
the reason,
still my opinion.
I'm saying the reason she was able to put the money away was because remember, she was a stay-at-home mom. She was siphoning money off the house money and putting it into an escape.
Off his money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it was,
why not in a saving account?
You just said, because I said we, and you said, I understand we, but so
she should have told him about it, was all I'm saying. No, it's not my turn. I'm sorry. Continue with what
you're
you were
fine.
saying.
I'm almost done anyway. I'm saying.
No rush.
I'm saying.
Get your thought out.
I'm saying it just changes the whole perspective when it gets down to the point that he's struggling. And you decided not to disclose that you had a way to assist him and help him.
Right.
A lot of men struggle with not communicating properly because they feel like they're not understood or heard, or they're not going to be, or they're going to be looked down on, or talked about. You're not a man, or.
So you're saying he didn't communicate with her effectively?
I think he did. From what she explained.
But just now, what you're saying, it sounds like you blaming men. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay, I was given an example of a lot of men's issue with communication, and I'm saying if that was one of the issues, it's because sometimes how we're made out to look or feel when we disclose stuff like that. Hey, I'm struggling. Hey, I don't have it. hey, I can't afford it right now. Oh, and then that just brought me to another point. He said we have to downgrade or downsize.
Right. She said absolutely
She said
not.
absolutely not.
Right.
And the face I made when I first heard it was like, what?
I know.
Right.
I know.
Ain't no way that I'm going if I'm paying
Everything.
everything. If I'm paying everything and we're walking to the beat of my drum financially, that if I say we need to downsize, it's because we have to live in the means of what I can afford.
Right.
If you say absolutely not, then that really should now be a red flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
I don't think that's a red flag because I think I'm gonna tell you why. Once a woman is living at a certain type of lifestyle, she's never wants to go back down. She may understand, but for instance, I'll make an example. There was something that she and I read today, me and May, about if a guy was making $225,000 but he was traveling and then he had a choice of making $70K, should he give up the $70K to save his marriage? And the thing is, if a woman is used to living at used to living a $225,000 lifestyle and she have to go down to 70, that's $150,000. That's just like a different lifestyle. You can't take trips, you can't do stuff. So if you think that woman, he was making six figures and now he goes to busting his hump, working 2-3 jobs, you think she gonna give up her lifestyle?
Who's giving the ultimatum of him needing to give up the lifestyle or to stop traveling?
That's another thing. I was relating that to.
I'm saying because that's the difference. If I'm giving up, if the option is to save my marriage, I need to give up this job and make less money. I think that's her saying that let me try to do something different because you're not spending enough time. I need quality time. Blah blah blah. But if she's saying she don't want to give up that type of, I know we went to another thing.
Yeah, but I want to stay on topic.
Okay, let's get off.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay, but you said that she should have told him that she has this account, but not disclose the amount.
I wouldn't have felt that.
How would you feel if your wife come to you and say, "Oh, I have this secret account and I have money in it"? You wouldn't ask how much money is in it?
I wouldn't.
Okay,
Right.
So
Really?
the thing is,
I'm asking.
well, why not?
You can ask if you
if
want.
it's her money, that's fine. For instance, like how we got it set up, and we talked about this, I think, on the podcast episode. We have a joint account that we put money in. Both of us put money in. We pay all the bills from that, and then whatever she make outside of that, she keeps. Whatever I make outside of that, I keep. If we decide we want to put more in the savings, or we want to put more in, say, an entertainment fund or something for a house project or a trip, we can do that. But it's our prerogative.
Yeah.
Outside of the joint account that we agree upon.
Right.
So if that wasn't her money, that being said, if that wasn't her money, you said it yourself when you first heard it. It's deceitful.
It is.
At the very least. Okay. I would, if I told my wife to stop working, let's just say if I said, man, I don't want you to work no more, I would be okay with her putting money aside for herself. But that would be something that we talk about and agree upon. It would be transparent.
Right.
She was not transparent with him.
At all.
Right.
At all.
Mike's up.
You missed two people's opinions.
No, we still on you. I'm waiting on.
I'm a relinquish.
You done?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a relinquish.
Okay, Don.
So the idea of having an extra account, I've heard of that. That's not something uncommon, and I know friends and family that have had a separate account. I just feel like she's 8 years in. So even if there was like, okay, there's always the possibility that the marriage could go left and this needs to be an escape fund. Nothing about that situation gave off that he wasn't 100% in the marriage and it was a partnership for him. And I feel like for her to cipher money from his earnings and put that to the side and the house is on fire, so to speak, and you don't try to do anything to put the fire out. Yes, she got a part-time job, but that's a significant amount of money that could have been life-changing. And I just kind of feel like for you to rest on your laurels, like, okay, he'll figure it out. I think that's cruel. That's
Selfish.
That's
Cruel
not
and
being a
selfish.
partner.
That's
She
right.
said she kept it from him at his lowest. She admitted that.
Right.
She's the one writing the letter. So
And the only
And that
reason
was
why he
cutthroat.
didn't
that's unforgivable. He
have the
fired.
job, he almost died. It's
Right.
like, where's your level of compassion?
Right. No, your
So,
love.
right.
Hold on. First of all, he almost died, and then the mom still said it's time for him to get out. I'm gonna get to
It's
me.
time
I'm
for
sorry.
her to get out.
So, and that's the other thing I was going to say. You can't take advice from people who aren't where you want to be. So you have to look at, How, is the mom married? Is it a successful marriage? Those type of things you can't, even though it's your mom, you can't always take their advice.
Perfect.
Right.
So,
And I agree.
so yeah, I think she was out of pocket.
Okay. May.
In this case, yes, she was wrong because he was struggling. He had an accident, and then he went back to work, and he did 2 jobs and at nighttime Ubering.
Mhm.
Right.
So, like, I don't think I can sit around and then see my partner
Right.
work 3 jobs, and I'm just like putting his money in my secret account.
Right.
But in other situations, I had a secret account when I was married, but that money was, I was working and my ex-husband was working. The account came to exist. This is interesting because his mother told me you should have a secret account.
And were you putting your own money in there?
Yes.
Yeah, but let's
Okay.
let's not
So-
say secret. She said you should have some money for yourself.
Yes.
Did she
So
say secret
in
But she,
account?
her,
That
not,
sounds
her
bad.
not disclosing the thing.
don't
means
disclose it.
it's a
Like
secret
she
account.
actually, she
Soon
told
as
me,
I
not
hear
my
secret,
mother.
I'm
Yeah.
off
His
the
mother.
rails.
His mother told me that, oh, you should have your own account.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that he was
Flat.
he wasn't financially responsible. He would spend money like he's a rich dude, you know? Like if I would say, oh, I want this and I want this and I want that, he'd say, oh, go buy all 3 of them, you know? He wasn't cheap. He was very generous with his money. And then he wouldn't like put like any money aside. He wasn't financially smart. So for me, yes, he paid most of the bills. And then I had my money sitting aside. So I put my money in the account that he didn't know about. Now, what I did with the money is that I consolidated all of his debt and my debt, and I paid him off with that account. Then, even when I went through the whole divorce, we didn't have the whole like
Child support, yeah.
Yeah, child support
Yeah.
stuff. We didn't enclose anything. We just agree on, oh, you keep your account, I keep my account. Even then, he didn't know that I had this money.
Yeah.
So even after the divorce and everything was done, I saw him like struggling with like some financial stuff. And but like we were together, I talked to him too. I said like, I feel bad because I saved this money while I was married to him. I want to go and pay off his car. I paid off my car. I paid off his car. So it was like the money was always for
That was nice.
Yeah.
It was,
To-
but
yes.
but she was able to save that because he was
He-
paying
the house.
the,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the big
he was
bills.
the one that
So that's
paying the
only right.
house.
It's
I
only
was
right.
paying most of the bills, but then I like all of the extra money.
That's mature you to understand that.
Very
too.
much so.
Yeah.
That she wanted to do that and not be in your feelings about it.
Right.
Okay.
Or intimidated.
I'm gonna
So
let,
as far as the
a
secret
question.
account go, it depends on your partner. So like I don't feel necessarily that I have to have that with him because he's financially smart. You know, he's not wasteful.
Right.
You know, so
Very
but
frugal.
yes, but
i.e. cheap.
but with somebody else, like for him, like it's not that he was a bad person. It's just
Right.
like he
It's just
couldn't
not
make the not financially smart.
Right.
So I thought like, okay, I have to save the money, pay the credit cards off,
Right.
save the money, pay the bills off, pay the like debts off.
Right.
But then at the end, he was happy that I actually saved some money, that he actually got something out of it.
Right.
Yeah. Because it was able to bless both of y'all in the end.
Exactly.
Well,
But I don't like the fact that she called it escape money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ugly.
Yeah.
It wasn't
they-
escape money.
Yeah,
It was like
that's-
emergency
That's like
fund.
a plan
Right.
B pill.
right.
Yes.
But then
She got another option.
She didn't have a reason for a plan B though.
her
According
mom
to-
told her.
No, listen to
have
what
an
I'm saying.
escape.
Listen to what I'm saying. Even though her mom said to have that, but she didn't have a reason because he was taking care of
Oh,
her.
we talk.
Right. Oh, I'm gonna get to all that.
You know what
because
I'm
I haven't
saying?
answered yet.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, ma. Go-
I was
continue.
just saying, she didn't have a reason because it didn't say that she had a bad marriage. It just said she had a secret account that her mother told her to put to the side.
Have you ever had a secret account?
Yeah,
Oh, she said that with confidence, like it was just fine.
sure did.
She's fired. She's fired 12 times. My guy, whoever you are, I'm praying with you. I hope that you got through that situation.
I hope you don't.
I do have a
being
question.
No,
serious.
you don't say
Hold
that.
on. Before you have your
Bye.
question, don't forget your question.
No,
I'm not
you
gonna
need
forget.
counsel.
I got one question for
Oh.
everybody.
Mhm.
when me and May had this discussion, she said, "Well, I feel like it's only right that half that money that I saved in the account is his because I was only able to save it because he paid."
No, that ain't his.
Hold on.
It's mine. But
I know.
I'm helping you.
But in a marriage, though, things should be. You should be together, right? You should be trying to tackle goals together. And if you are together and you're able to amass a certain amount of money, because let's just say he was doing more than you, it's only right that you give him something, right? And I'm thinking along the lines of how men get treated when they get divorced.
I was going to say the average woman don't think like that.
Right.
Now that leads me to my next question. That's rare. What percentage of women do you think would have done that or would have kept the money secret? How many percentage do you think would have shared it with the man? Ma,
Not many.
percentage. Give me a number.
I'd say 30%.
30%.
Less than
What'd you say?
2%.
Less than 2%. Don?
Oh, absolutely. I was like 0.01%.
What do you say, man?
I don't know. American.
Really? The numbers, lady, don't have numbers.
I have hope in people.
What,
And that's why I said
one
30%.
educated guess.
20%.
No.
You really think it's that high?
No.
Knowing what we know doing this
People
podcast.
with good heart. Somebody that like.
No, because
You
most
should
of the
do a
time
poll.
when there's
You
a
should do a poll.
divorce,
Okay. To you guys out there.
you know
all
what
right,
I mean?
want you to
It's
drop
been
in the
some
comments.
type of
How many
transgression,
women
you know?
do you think, if they had, say, amassed $30,000 in an account while they were with their husband, from his account siphoning off
divorce.
money, how many got a divorce? Or even just if something like this situation
On
happened,
good terms or bad terms.
how many of them do you think would have shared that money or even told their husband about it? In the comments,
Their
tell me what
ex-husband.
percentage. Ex-husband?
Right.
Let me say this because I think
Put it
it
in the
all,
comments, guys.
I think it all depends on the ending of the relationship. If that man cheated and she had that money, she ain't giving him that money.
I agree.
If she's angry and upset for any
I
reason,
disagree.
But do you still think
I
that she's
disagree
entitled
too.
to it?
cheating, you say you
You got
disagree.
to talk into the
I
mic. John.
disagree.
I disagree
It depends. You see, like I value some stuff more than money. So
Again, you that 1%
Again.
I was talking about.
So I don't necessarily.
her this.
Whatever happened between me and my ex-husband was between me and my ex-husband. I don't want to jeopardize anything that come between him and the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Right.
gonna have an ugly relationship with him because that jeopardizes his relationship with the kids.
Yeah, my experience is 10 times different than what that is.
So
Right.
it doesn't matter what was the reason that we got divorced.
Right.
I'm still gonna like do whatever it is to
Right.
save the relationship between him and the kids.
Do you think that's? Oh, go ahead with your thought.
Well, what I was going to say was I agree with her because in essence, that's pretty much what I did. You know, I made sure he had a relationship with the kids, you know, even after the divorce. Although we were angry with one another, it still did not reflect on the kids. I made sure he had access to them. I made sure, you know, that they got a chance to see him no matter what was going on with him. As far as helping him financially though, no, because he did not contribute. Like toward the end of the marriage, he didn't contribute anything. So I ended up having to pay everything. And the secret account came in where I ended up telling him about it and I gave him an actual card to it. And the money that I put in, he took it out. He didn't contribute anything. So I gave him the whole account and I opened up another account that he had no access to. And he knew about it, but he didn't know how much was in it. He didn't have access to it.
Well,
Well, that seems like he was financially responsible. He shouldn't have access to account if he's not responsible.
He was not.
Okay, so I want to stay on topic. So the lady asks at the end of this story, do we think she's a butthole or not? First of all, just a yes or no.
I will,
Do you
yes.
think
Yes.
she was wrong?
Yes.
Do you think she was wrong, Twan?
yes.
Do you think she was wrong, Don?
Yes.
May?
Yes.
Okay, y'all know what I think. Fired 12 times because I got 12 things on this that I'm going to talk about. She's fired, out of here. I wear a size 12 boot.
So what do you think
Anyway.
should happen to that account now?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
She's gonna leave.
Right.
Well,
Where the money gonna go?
Well, I think
With her.
because they've been together 7 or 8 years, she should get half. It doesn't matter
She's
if
not
they
gonna
get.
give him half.
No,
I know.
she's not.
If she sat
but
on it
what's
that
fair,
long,
what's
she's
fair is
not
that
gonna
she
give
should
him-
get. Is that he should
He
get
should
half.
get half.
Yeah,
But
most of this is money anyway.
now the mom told her.
True.
This is, first of all, the mom is rotten and horrible. I'm just gonna say that right now because immediately she said have an escape fund, and you know what? On surface level, I don't think nothing is wrong with saying have a escape fund, although that suggests that you should be ready to leave at any time, and I disagree with that. But I understand what she was getting at. Have you some money for a rainy day? I would tell my daughters
Emergency
that.
fund.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Not
would tell.
escape.
I would tell
Right.
all my daughters that. My sisters, my mom, I understand that. But then the lady
Oh,
went
you
on to
only got
say
one daughter?
that she talked further with her mother, and her mother,
daughters.
after explaining it to her, she's just started siphoning money off, and she didn't tell him. Now,
Right.
my question is, I'm trying to remember what I was going to say.
You got
The mother, the mother.
right?
Do you think the mother was wrong for telling her to leave after she told her mother? Her mother, the last thing her mother said was, "This is time for you to escape. You need to leave." Do you think her mother was wrong for giving her that advice?
Yes, she was.
Twan,
No.
Don,
Yes.
You want to know why?
I'm gonna tell you. I want to get everybody answer.
Okay.
I think the mom is single.
That's that. Well, Don alluded to the fact something I was gonna say is the mom married, because it sounded like the mom got a terrible relationship, or maybe she was messed over in the marriage, which is why she would give her daughter that terrible advice. Twan,
I don't feel like she was wrong for telling her that because she knew that it was doomed after that. She knew it was not going to be good after that. He was hurt. He was distraught. He wasn't going to be good for her. And she wasn't, I don't know how she would have moved forward after that either.
how you don't know they worked out?
I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm saying,
She get points. She did to eventually tell him.
yeah,
Once he
after
looked through
all
the
of
accounts,
these
yeah,
years,
it's true.
after
Yeah.
all of these
After
years,
all the-
And after
all
he
the
searched through the accounts,
searches, after struggling, after half dying, the mother giving this misinformation and then turning around and saying leave. I don't think
Right.
the mother was wrong. I think that was the only thing that she got right at the whole thing.
No, you don't speak
That's
on a
what I feel.
marriage.
You
I
don't.
don't think you should speak ever.
You shouldn't speak on
Not
nobody's
speak on a
marriage.
marriage.
My opinion is,
listening to rotten family members. Man.
Yeah.
Sometimes that gets you in trouble.
yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. Your
I
point.
forgot what I was going to say.
I apologize.
Are you good?
Okay. Anybody else got any thoughts to add on that?
I do have a question.
Go.
At what point in a relationship you think you should share all of your finances with your partner?
You mean how much you make, or you mean actually share
All
the
of your
money?
accounts and how much you exactly make.
We'll go around, Ma.
It just depends on the relationship. I would say my first initial thought was after you get married, but if you all are contemplating marriage, then it would be before, you get married, but not right in the beginning. I mean, the relationship should grow and once you guys develop a trust with one another, then you you're discussing marriage, then you discuss your finances and things like that.
What about a time frame? How long? Like how many years?
How long would you mean?
Like
Should you be
said-
in a relationship?
No, you said after they get married, they should discuss it, right?
No, I was saying initially I thought after you get married, but you have to discuss those things before you get married. Well, this is that
Before engagement or after engagement?
after engagement. And I say after engagement because then okay, that you guys are going to get married. You can talk about it and talk about it. But if nothing's being proactive about it, meaning, okay, well, here's the ring, I'm asking you to marry me. Okay, after that, then you start talking about finances. You start talking about living arrangements. You start talking about how you all are going to, work things out, but people nowadays, they talk about it almost up front. You don't need to know what I make.
Yeah.
You don't know me. I don't like you like that. I mean, that's a personal thing, but that's me. So once I get into, further a relationship that we are going somewhere, then we discuss finances. Then we talk about, how we're going to save or how like joint account for all the bills. You have your account, I have mine, okay, things like that.
Yeah.
But not right in the beginning and not when you're dating, you wait until you have established a relationship,
Okay.
so.
Twan.
It's a weird conversation because I trust her to the moon and back. Do you know all my accounts? Honestly, do you know all my accounts?
No,
That's a long pause.
I don't think so.
I don't know all your accounts, but what I'm getting at is I never cared to know all of her accounts. If she wants to know all my accounts, They all have zero in it. I'm just playing. Not all of them. But I don't have a lot of accounts. I don't have a lot of accounts.
Let me know when you want to know him so I can transfer the money.
But I guess my question to y'all is: are we talking about personal accounts? Are we talking about business accounts?
Doesn't
are we
matter.
talking about
All
She said
accounts.
all accounts.
Okay. So I wouldn't have a problem, but that's not something that we've talked about yet. So, or maybe she's mentioned it, but we hadn't openly talked about it and shown. Okay.
She said her question was, when do you think you should share all that?
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with saying in the beginning when we first get married. It's not because, like I'm saying, like if I'm going on what Babe is saying, it depends on where you are in the relationship or the marriage, who the person is, blah blah blah. That's not my situation. I don't have a hesitation on me showing her the accounts or me telling her about the accounts. I think that my frustration with what we're talking about is if there was ever an account when we have this conversation and I show you all my accounts, you show me all your accounts, but you don't disclose this secret account.
I see.
That would piss me off.
Excludes that one, it's a
Yeah,
problem.
that would piss me off because now you're asking for information that I'm not really saying I necessarily need to know, or that I don't feel like a business account is something I need to show you. As long as I'm taking care of business at the house, making sure our stuff is done and paid, then that's a different thing. But you're asking for this stuff. I reveal it. You reveal whatever you want to show me, and then you don't show me a secret account. That would piss me off.
Something that May pointed out with the business thing is that it's a true thing. Sometimes men use that to hide like things they're doing, maybe some hotel purchases or stuff like that. That was the point she brought up, which was a pretty good point, that they could be hiding things. But my thing on that is you should trust them. If you don't trust them, you shouldn't be with them. But that's just my opinion. In the comments, y'all tell me what y'all think about this conversation, and thank y'all for joining
Then
us.
you guys should trust a woman too, even if they have a secret account. Just trust a woman.
Really?
Just tell me.
Yeah, if you don't trust them, don't be with them.
Just tell me you got it.
Okay, I see what you tried to do there, but it
Oh, it's a
fell
double
flat.
standard.
No, it's not a double standard, but
Women have to trust the
we
men,
talking
but
about
men
it
can.
two different things though.
I want to
Okay,
hear her
hold on.
opinion.
Yeah,
on this.
hold on. It's Dawn's turn to answer that question.
So
when do you think that?
I think we had a misstep. I think that before we got married, once we knew that we wanted to get married, I think all of the cards should have been laid out there on the table.
That's it.
So now it's like we're backtracking. And
Right.
like he said, I brought it up before. We just haven't done it. So I think that as soon as you decide that this is my person and we're going to move forward in marriage, you need to lay it all out there on the table.
Now, what I don't agree with is she mentioned all the money's going to one account. I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
Now we have.
I don't want all the money going to one account.
Say what you're saying in the mic.
Hold on, wait, don't. If y'all want to talk about that, y'all can talk.
No,
about
no,
that
we're fine.
Oh,
We're
okay.
fine. Trust me, we good. What's your thought process?
I believe that we need to have a joint account and then our own
Like we
separate
have.
account. Yeah,
Okay,
but
you want to be able to see them. You want to know what's money, what money is what.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, don't you?
No, I don't care.
Oh wow.
But women and men are different in that.
Right.
In that
Yeah,
aspect,
but
though.
I mean, because I feel like. So what this is where I stand with the money thing. Right now, we have understanding what I take care of and what she take care of. When I get to the point where I can take care of everything, I don't care about what. It'll be just like that. She putting her money where she want to put it, spending it where she want to. I wouldn't care.
But it's her money.
It's her money.
This was his money.
I know.
Right.
I know, but
That's
now
what that was the
we
difference.
talking about us
And
now.
then
Okay.
No.
we're a team, so it's not.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, again, my trust level for her is different. So I don't think I don't feel like him if I knew that she had an account and she putting money, boom, 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 boom. That's cool. If I got sick or I got hurt, I know that she's not that type of person who would hold the money and be like, well, you figure it out.
Right.
Knowing that I pay the rent or
Well,
I pay these different things.
Not even
Right.
knowing that you paid the rent, but just knowing that you were injured,
Yeah.
close to death,
Yeah.
Well,
and you knew he was struggling in 2-3 jobs. That's a crap
I
person
guess
to me.
I was
Yeah.
being specific about us.
I
Let's
agree.
say if I'm paying the rent or the mortgage, right?
Yeah.
And I know that
Yeah.
it's this certain amount of money, but I get hurt or I can't go to work or I lose a contract because my company goes on contracts. If I lose a contract and I know that she's making this money over here and it's steady piling up, but you see me not able to
Do it.
and
That's it.
I'm struggling, and then I'm paying overage fees and late fees and all that stuff. Now it's
Exactly.
costing me more money,
And you're not-
sitting over here on money.
And not helping, not
That's
even
that's
contributing.
Deceitful
That's deceitful and selfish.
is wrong.
It's trash.
You fired.
It is.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So what if you guys are dating
Get
for
out.
like a year or so? You're not living in the same house.
I'm not telling you.
So you're not telling anybody
No.
anything?
No.
If you stay, so you say if you stay in the same house.
If you're
No.
not staying in
if
the
you're
same
not staying, no, I mean,
No.
unless you
I'll
living
tell
in
you
the same
nothing.
house and
So
you
if they
combine
ask you,
accounts.
okay, how much you're making?
Don't worry about that.
I
that's
can tell you how
another-
much I'm making.
Nah, I don't think you should
Nah.
reveal what you make into.
And I've,
Even when you marry, well,
I've had somebody do me like that.
I don't know. Wait, you didn't answer the question. Your own question that you asked. When do you think you should tell someone about your finances?
I
Or-
will
or
say
all your
if
finances.
you're deciding to get married, so right before the engagement, because then
Okay.
you have to give each other a chance to know
Right.
before making that decision.
So right now, if you
I
have a
agree.
secret
Or-
account, he don't have to know.
No. And then the other one is if you're purchasing a property together.
Oh, that's different too.
So in that case, everything has to come out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna come
Because
out. Yeah.
now
Yeah, I agree
you're
with that.
like you're deciding to, like, for example, for us, buy a house together.
Yeah.
We need to know how much we're making, exactly how
Yeah.
much money we have.
Right.
Yeah.
So in that case, it's, again, yes, you have to know.
Yeah, I think it's smart to be fair across the board with communication about that.
Well,
At that, especially
you
at that
can
time.
communicate all you want, but I think at like a certain point when women get, I don't think it's necessarily that before they get mad, I think they get scared. This whole thing about the money, I don't necessarily think it's from a place at first of being angry. I think it's more like, I'm afraid, so I need to do something with this money, or but after, like, I'm gonna answer it, okay? Because it hits on a lot of these points. All right, first of all, the reason that I'm thinking that she's just deceitful, because her mom said an escape fund, which would to me suggest that she was already thinking that the marriage was going in, or maybe she wasn't rooting for them. Why would you say that?
Right.
That's one point.
Right.
The other thing is the woman in her story said that her husband was never egregious. He was never mean. He was always helpful. He always paid all the bills. He was the provider.
Rarely ever got angry.
Rarely ever
Yep.
got angry. So that
Right.
should hold some weight when you see the man is struggling.
Right.
And this is what I think relationships today lack. That whole thing about, even if the man is provider, like we had a discussion about, like, do we care about what women make? I don't, but I do want to know that if something happens to me, like
Yes.
in this situation, that I have somebody that will have
Take
my
down
back.
Right.
And
That's
I think these days women are ill prepared for that. We all old school in here, so I'm not saying
I
all
ain't
women,
old
but the
school.
women of today and the relationships of today, I don't think have that DNA.
They
The
don't.
next thing was she said she was
You're
a
not old
stay-at-home
school.
mom. Oh, and any one of y'all can.
Please.
I'm not old school.
Please.
You are old school.
No.
You just said that you think. You just
She
said
just
that
saying
you
that
think
because I
you
listen
should
to
provide.
Quartet.
You just said you think you should provide everything for a woman.
I
That's
didn't think like
traditional.
that at first.
Hold
I
on.
didn't think like that until I met
You
her.
said well. You
Really?
well, okay.
F them
That's
people.
surprising.
That is
Okay,
not
no, I
true
know, I
because
did it.
you said
I did
in
it
your
one
previous
time.
marriages
I know.
you had.
I did it. Well, yes, the last two. Okay, but it was a different type of situation. Hold on. Let me say.
Hey,
let me.
blast him if you
blast
lying.
me. No,
don't
I
be
like
lying.
that.
Don't
I
lie.
like that. No, listen. Yeah, because there was a relationship which kind of goes into what she's saying, where you have to live in the means of what the man can afford. Living in an apartment.
I'm not going to even say what I say. What the person who's making the least amount of money, we should be in
Living under that.
Yes,
Right.
Because if something happens to the money maker, then the other person is going to have to pick up the slack.
Right.
And
And
you
she-
still would be okay. That's a good way of thinking.
That's a
Yeah.
good way of thinking.
Yeah.
To me, it's not realistic because I feel
No,
as if
that's.
I'm not saying that's
Go
y'all
ahead.
opinion.
No,
Y'all
let him talk.
opinion is
Let him
y'all.
talk.
I'm
Let him
sorry.
talk.
Go ahead.
I like the thought process she has.
It's the smartest.
It
idea.
is. It's the smartest idea. But the smartest idea sometimes mean that we will be staying in a smaller home or a smaller apartment or something that's not, I guess, feasible for what we need. So
Or
that
want.
or
That
want.
sound like a want, not a
Okay,
need.
Exactly.
I'll even go with want.
You contradicting yourself on what you said.
It's a
When,
want.
when the guy said downsizing and she
Yeah,
said
no, I'm
absolutely
talking-
not.
I'm talking
you
about that.
kind of sounding like you don't want to downsize.
I'm saying if I'm paying it,
yeah.
then and I don't want to downsize, that's different.
if something
this-
happens to you, is what she's saying.
I get what
Right.
she's saying. When that happens, we'll cross that bridge.
That's like
No,
Well, what
it's
if the
poor
guy
planning.
makes
That's not true because we
$100,000?
had this discussion and you wanted to live somewhere else, and I said I can't afford this. So if something happens to you on what I bring in, I couldn't pay that.
I know.
So
you got a smart woman.
Right.
That's
I know
actually
she's very smart.
financially, fiscally smart.
That's why we didn't
Hold
move
on.
though.
She had a
Right.
question. I don't want you to forget it.
I like that idea, but that would not be my thing either. If I'm with a guy that make $100,000 and I make, let's just say, like, I don't make that much money, I make like $40,000. So now we're living in some based on $30,000.
You got to do what you got to do. If
No.
you can't afford
That's
that,
not realistic.
That's not realistic.
It's-
we will live the way I would do it. No, we live off
Have
of
a
the one.
savings. That's why you're
No,
supposed to
we
have
will
a
live
savings.
under like the 100, but then I will build a saving up
Like
to
she
a
did.
year.
Uh-huh.
That if something happened to that income, I have a year to cover it, and then
You said 6
hopefully
months.
within this year,
I said a year. You said 6 months.
that's good.
yeah, we'll do 6 months.
Hey, she
Within
she
the
agrees-
6 months,
she
or
agrees
within
with that
6,
idea.
or yeah,
Like put
Either
that
one of
you
them
will
are
be
a viable
able to
option.
get a job.
Either one of them are a viable option because they both involve you having some kind of safety net.
Yeah, something to fall back on.
But
Yeah.
let me get back to what I was saying because I
Sure.
want to I want to finish this. Now she said she was stay at home. See, I don't think men get enough recognition for the things they do. Okay,
Okay.
like little things, like for instance, I hate to say things because
Women don't either.
I'm okay.
No, go
I'm not
ahead.
gonna
What
go
did you-
there.
what did you
No,
wanna
no, no.
say?
I'm just gonna finish with what I was saying about
No,
him.
what did you gonna say?
Yeah, say what you're gonna
Yes,
say.
say what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say, well, just to sum it up, you don't know that these things meant something to you until you don't have them. Like for instance, you see a woman on the side of the road changing her tire. She ain't got no dude she can call. Those things like that for men, maybe not a minor inconvenience. For women, that's a huge thing. You know, or that was
You call
one
AAA.
example. What?
I've stopped.
Triple A.
Anyway,
you call AAA.
y'all got me on
I'll
track.
be the
Let
one
me,
stop on the side
let
of
me
the road
finish my
helping
let me finish my thoughts on this.
And
I
you
do.
need
Not
to
now.
cut that out.
You're
I
married.
do.
He was working.
still-
Thank you.
I still do
Thank
it.
you.
You're married.
Thank
Let
you.
him
I still do it.
No,
So you still
Yeah.
do what?
pulling over, helping damsels in distress.
Nah.
Yeah,
fam.
I do.
Nah, fam.
Yeah.
You okay? So in Houston, there's HCTRA. You can call them, and they'll actually send somebody. I found that out from her.
Yeah.
So no, you don't help everybody.
Not everybody.
No.
I use discernment.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No.
You can call a wrecker for her. If you want to be benevolent, call the wrecker and pay for it.
Oh, I
That way
I
you
ain't
don't
paying
got
for
to.
it.
You well then.
I can change a tire in less than 5 minutes.
No, it takes longer than 5 minutes
And
unless you
you
got a
don't know
big
if
jet.
somebody trying to set him up or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Right,
He,
I can
he has a
understand that.
Well, don't be
nice
gullible.
vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but let's say for instance, I'm in my patrol car.
Anyway, let me get back to what I was
I
saying.
can change the tire
That's a
within
good
5
point.
minutes.
He had 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't appreciate that.
That's true.
At the point that the dude got 2 jobs and was driving the Uber, don't y'all think she should have at least said, "Hey, babe, you don't got to work the Uber job.
At least.
Yeah.
Let me.
Right.
I got some money in an account. I've been putting some money aside for us in case something like this happened."
Yeah.
The
Right.
dude
That would've
had
been the
an
opportunity.
injury
Dude was
close to
gone
death.
all day and all night.
Right.
That was
What
the
was
rainy
she doing
day
at
fun.
home?
That right.
It was
Bruh.
storming.
Bruh, she fired
Flooding.
12 times.
She
like I
probably
said.
had a side piece somewhere.
Yeah, you know what she probably was doing.
I mean, then then he said
Like, go ahead
downsizing.
and go work.
He was trying to give some kind of solution. Let's
Right.
Yeah.
downsize.
Right.
I'm
Like most
sure.
men do.
I'm sure that he did not want to
Solution.
downsize.
No.
I'm almost certain no man wants to downsize from the lifestyle that he's living, but we look
Exactly.
at what's there and we try to figure out a solution.
Right.
And she said she won't sacrifice her lifestyle, basically, but she still didn't want to help him.
Right.
So
And
that's
that
why
was
she on my list
Why you ain't got your headphones on?
because I'm yanking them. They don't pull back this far, and I'm tired of. I have to be this close to the.
How close?
She waited until a man said that he was dang near. But he said this job is killing me. This is killing me. I can't do it anymore.
right.
Yeah.
You know.
And it shouldn't have had to take
It
that.
shouldn't have had to get to that. And
At-
she
at
never
all.
told him. I would have seen red.
I would have
The
to.
minute that she said I had 47,000, I'd have seen red. I don't know what I would have done. He left the house and went to his brother's house.
Yeah.
I would have went off. I don't even know what I would have done. But
I don't think I
this
would
kind
have
of
went off. I think I would
this
have
kind
shut
of thing
down.
brings
Yeah.
this kind of things brings to my mind like prenups for some reason, because women have a problem with prenups, which is protecting.
Not all women.
Not all.
Not all, I'm just saying most women.
Depends on what's
She
on the
asked me.
prenup.
Whatever.
depends
Most
on the
women
woman.
don't like
There ain't no
prenups.
prenup.
I would sign
Y'all in the
one.
comments, tell me what do y'all
I don't know
y'all
what you
women
have.
that's listening, tell me
I
what
got
y'all
it.
think about prenups. If a
I'm
man
an
said
advocate for prenups.
that he wanted a prenup as a condition for marriage, would you sign it?
I
Put
would.
it in the comments.
Wait, were you advocate for prenups because of the amount of money you made previously?
No, I just looked at the situation like you had already built the business, and I didn't want you to feel
So
like
you was
I
looking
was
out for me.
coming in trying to take anything from you.
Were you
Right.
coming in trying to take anything?
No, this is not our first rodeo.
I know, baby.
She got a-
So I'm just trying to
I know,
say,
it's
like,
silly.
this is love
Right?
For what?
for life.
The only thing I was thinking about the
love, for
prenups is
life.
that they get mad about that kind of thing for men protecting themselves. Not everybody, as you guys have pointed out. But then she do something like she hide $47,000.
Right.
And do you think that when they get a divorce, if she decide to leave, that she gonna give him any of that money?
Not at all.
She doesn't
Do
have
you?
a choice,
No.
right?
Do
In the
Do you
community.
think she gonna give him any of it?
No.
but
It was
I
her
don't think
escape
she
money.
would.
Do
She
y'all
don't have
think?
to split
I want
that.
y'all to comment.
Oh,
Do
per
y'all
state-
think that she's gonna give him any of that money
Per
if
state
she
law.
if she listens to her mother?
per state law,
Per state
now,
law,
now
what?
that he knows and they get a divorce,
She
He can
have-
He
petition.
can't ask for
yeah,
half.
Yes, he
Yeah.
can.
yeah.
she has to give it half.
You
Okay.
better give him.
Do you think the
does.
courts will uphold that?
Absolutely.
They probably would grant him the entire money,
Absolutely.
being that it was siphoned
It was
from his
his.
money.
Exactly.
They ain't gonna care about it
Absolutely.
being siphoned.
No.
They gonna say that they were married and
He have to
He gonna
pay
have to give
her
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 half.
way of life.
he gonna have to give her half.
Yeah. He would have
It-
to
Well,
it's
give
just-
because of how it was, I don't know.
it's a joint property state
It's-
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Community
he would have to-
property.
Community
Yeah.
property.
Yeah.
He would have to. He would be entitled to have.
She was community property.
Man, the whole thing about him having to.
Get your mic off.
I'm gonna hear this when I go back and edit. I don't even know what you were saying. But anyway, the last thing was that I would disown the mother. I mean,
I
would disown her.
The conversation no more.
Right.
man, was she the one that started all this?
We threw her away.
Yeah.
We threw her away at
Trash
your
can,
number
man.
5.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I had was, is her
I
mother
thought the last
divorced?
thing was the last thing.
Alluding to what you asked earlier,
Right.
because I think to give your daughter that kind of relationship advice for a marriage that seemed to be working. She was a stay-at-home mom, what most women want. He was kind to her. He took care of her. He didn't get upset. Almost all the things that the women of today say they want.
So basically, the
Right.
mom ruined the marriage.
The mom, I think, ruined the marriage. And then listen, at the end of all of this, after he got back on his feet, he came back and said, "You know what? I still want you to come back home because I feel like I'm the provider." And then
Right.
after all that, me getting hurt, you siphoning money and all that, I'm working 3 jobs, dang near killing myself. And the mom still say, "That's what the money is for. Get out of there." Come on, man.
You
Yeah.
know what,
What
the
do y'all
comments
think?
gonna say?
What the
Yeah,
comments
that-
gonna
The comments, all the women gonna say, "What's his number?"
say? I hope you find your. I mean,
Because he's a good man, right?
He's a good man.
man,
He provides.
Especially if he took
He doesn't
care of
get
her.
angry.
And we can steal from
He's
you and you
good.
don't know.
Right.
You don't know.
Wow.
I'm just
okay.
No, that would be cruel.
I think she a butthole.
I'm
The
just
mom
playing.
should be disowned.
That's my.
That's just a
opinion.
terrible like thing.
that's terrible. Advice.
Okay, final thoughts for y'all. Did I cut anybody off? Final thoughts, Ma.
Final thoughts on what the whole.
She
Yeah.
forgot.
No, on the situation about. Don't do my mom.
In
like that.
conclusion, she was a butthole.
What do you think about the whole situation about her siphoning money, not telling him, and then even considering a divorce, even considering leaving after he did all that for her?
She's a douchebag. Because it was wrong of her to do that, to do him like that, and he was only kind to her. He didn't mistreat her or anything like that, and for her to do him like that, that's horrible. And that's mean. That's how, and this goes both ways though. But that's how some men, they turn doggish. They turn, mean and cruel toward the next person because it's like, well, look how she did me. And then they end up taking it out on the next person, which is wrong in itself too. But still, the hurt that she caused caused him to not trust, really, really be scared to trust anyone,
It's a great point.
next again. So
That's how men end up being F boys.
right. And
Y'all fault.
that right there.
Dang.
But that goes the same though for the women too, because men treat them. Women
she was
can
gonna
be
do that.
beautiful
It
to
can be.
them.
It can be. The
It
argument
can't be
can go on.
one-sided.
I know.
Yeah.
The argument can go.
This
both
ain't
ways.
about both sides.
Even
This is about one
still.
side.
This is we talking about the story here, but it's a lot.
Right.
How many stories are like this that we don't even know of? This is
Right.
just like something that surfaced. But how many times has this happened? We read so many things.
Probably so many.
Yeah.
You just don't hear about them because
Yeah.
they're not broadcast.
I'm sure this is more commonplace than we probably think.
Right.
Were you done with your final thoughts?
No, but go ahead.
Twan? Oh no! If you're not done, no, I want you to finish.
No.
Finish.
I'm good.
I think a lot of things come to mind. It's more. There's more situations where that money put aside is a necessity because of the type of guys nowadays that a lot of women meet and run into because of either cheating, lies, or divorces. If you look at the statistics nowadays.
Statistics of divorces.
Of
Are we
divorces.
going there?
No, we ain't. We don't have to go there.
No.
I'm
Because
just
you
giving my
talking
final
about
thought like
women.
I'm Jerry Springer.
You talking about women, and the men are the biggest losers in divorce. What are you talking about?
the biggest loser.
The
Yeah.
biggest losers.
So they're
are
losing
men in divorce.
Okay.
Financially.
Financially.
but I'm
And
saying
with their kids too. You
did
can
they-
say that too.
Oh yeah, I know that because I'm
Right.
dealing with it. But I'm saying, is it because they put themselves in that situation, or is it because
Circumstances.
somebody just decided they want to leave? It
I'm-
all depends
I'm
on the.
speaking to what you said.
It depends on the
Okay.
relationship.
That they should siphon money.
No. I'm not saying siphon money. I'm saying if they had this account again, I go back to saying that would be something that you need to disclose, that you need to talk about. Because if you hid it from me and I found out, I would be upset about it. I'm saying if you told me about it, with the way that divorces happen nowadays, I feel as if I wouldn't be upset if that was something that you decided you need to do until you felt comfortable and safe. I mean, even if you feel like it was something that would be beneficial to us later, we might come back and say, hey, we need that. We need to use that for something. Or, hey, you might say, you know what? I've been saving this money and it was, something you said I can save for me, but I want to do something for us. You never know what that money could be used for. But I'm saying with the divorce rate and the way that it is now, but because of whatever reason, I think that it's not bad that somebody would have a stash account as long as they're honest with it. It's just
So do you think that in today's time
Uh-huh.
that if people have amassed a savings in that way, maybe they were just saving for a rainy day and it wasn't to escape,
Yeah.
and something happened, you really think that today that they gonna give the other person half?
that's not what I'm saying. At
They
all.
wouldn't want to.
Well,
You're talking about divorcing. You're talking about divorcing. I'm saying with the way things are now, I understand why some people decide to save a stash account.
I mean, yeah, but
Just be
they
honest.
partnership. Yeah, right.
Just be honest about it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Be honest, opening up front.
It's like it's not about being right or being wrong. It's just if that's what you're choosing to do, just be honest about it. And that's what it boils down to. I mean, their situation is their situation. Everybody have different situations, but if you look at what's happening in this generation now, the old generation used to stay through any and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
They through any and
Do
everything.
you think that guy should stay with his wife if
No, I hope he
says
gone.
that
That
she?
one, no.
I hope
I'm
he's
just
gone.
saying. I'm just saying.
I hope he's
I
gone.
hope he's gone. I hope he finds somebody that's good.
That really
that
appreciates him.
she don't like me talking about marriage. I hope he's gone. I hope he finds somebody good.
Me too.
But this time, I think he's gonna look at it a whole lot different when it comes to trust and about the person that he's dealing with.
Oh,
Like
yeah, she alluded to that. The
I
next
had a
person
whole
gonna
other
have
point,
to.
and I cannot remember it at
Yeah.
all.
I should have gave you my notepad to write it down.
It was about the lady though.
Okay, maybe you'll remember when we come back around. Dawn, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, where is God in all of it?
Come on.
I never heard that one
Come
time.
on.
What
At
keeps
all.
coming up in my spirit is the scripture where it talks about while men were sleeping, the enemy sowed tares. In
Yeah.
other words, you have to have God at the center of your relationship to
That's true.
fortify you against any attacks of the enemy.
Yeah.
And even your people can sow seeds of discord.
Right.
It's true.
So I think that had they been praying, had she been praying and seeking God, then she would have had discernment to know, you know, hey, that's not, because when I'm out of order, the Holy Ghost checks me.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just feel like, where was God in all of that? So she was out of line, but I don't know what their relationship is, but I would just say this, that it's important to solidify your marriage with God.
Yeah. I agree with
And
that.
do you think he should stay with her if she is willing to stay and she decides not to leave?
I with marriage, I feel like
Anything can be worked out.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
I know that's what she felt. That's how she feels.
What is it?
Anything can be worked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I agree with that. It can. If they
I
allow
won't
it
say
to.
anything
If they want
because
it
there's
to,
some
though.
stuff that's just, you know,
Like cheating.
I
She
even
don't-
think
she
I
disagree.
think
That you
even
can
with
forgive
cheating-
that.
Okay,
can.
that's interesting.
You can.
talk
because
about
at
that
the
in
end of the
another
day,
episode.
you know, the enemy doesn't like marriage,
Right.
so he's gonna do everything he can to destroy a marriage.
Very true.
Right.
So that's just something that they would have to go through counseling, seek a lot of prayer, get godly advice, and
Yeah.
exit a lot of people out of their marriage that they
Exactly.
have leaned a listening ear to.
You know, I've
Exactly.
actually said that too in previous marriages. I won't leave if you cheat. I would only leave if you put your hands on me.
Better than me, fam.
And it's not trying to be better than nobody. It's just
No, I'm
my
saying-
my number one
You
non-negotiable.
fired.
My number one non-negotiable is if you put your hands on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm
You-
not gonna
you
do
always
that.
been
Everybody's
like that.
different.
I've always been like that.
You always
Right.
have been like that.
That's
yeah.
good. That's good that you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
I disagree with a lot of your views because I think that's
Damn.
You got to understand, you my brother, I care about you.
yeah.
Some of the things in your viewpoints will lead, for instance, if I gave that advice to my sons or to men of today,
It leaves them getting hurt.
it would lead them to getting taken advantage of and getting hurt. You just have a big heart. You have a good heart. But you
Yeah.
got to understand
hurt.
that in today's landscape, people are not like that. And you setting them
Yeah.
up by giving them that
But-
advice to be taken advantage of.
But look what happened in the end.
I understand.
You find somebody with the same matching heart.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you kiss a lot of
But
frogs.
if if
kiss-
you can avoid it though, why not avoid it?
Of
Right.
course, I don't want to be in no same situation multiple times, different women, different kids, baby. I don't want that, but I bumped my head because I wasn't listening, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it all works together for the good. It was all
Right.
meant to be like it was supposed to be because now I got to where I need to be with the person I needed to be with.
Yep.
So this whole situation wouldn't have been our situation.
Right.
If she had that money and she saw that I was struggling, I would have gotten the help that I needed.
Right.
Yeah,
We
but
wouldn't
you
have-
got you right
we
because you
wouldn't have
got a
never been
different
that.
character of wife.
person.
Yeah,
That's right.
Even if
Right.
we never talked about finances, like I said, I was honest and transparent. Said we haven't dug in deep and showed each other accounts. I know she has accounts. She knows I have accounts. I have a business. We haven't said, "Oh, let me see the number." If she tell me a zero in there, I believe her.
Right.
If I tell her, "Oh, I only have payroll this month," she believes me. But I'm saying, if there was ever a time where she came up on this money, I know it will be disclosed, and I know if something happened, I wouldn't have to stress or worry about it. So our
Right.
situation would be different.
Right.
Okay, May, your final thoughts?
I don't again necessarily think having a secret account is wrong, but it depends on the intention behind it.
That's good too.
So, like for example, if I have a secret account, again, it also depends on the partner too. Like I don't necessarily think I have to hide an account from you, you know. But if somebody is like not financially responsible, and I know that if I disclose that, the money is
Yes.
going to be gone,
Right.
then I'm gonna have that account secret. But in a hardship, that is the account that money gonna come out of.
Yeah.
I want to give May her flowers while we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I heard the story for the first time and I realized that you did that. I commend you on doing that. That was very commendable.
Very much. so.
And to you,
Yeah.
that would make me trust her so much more.
Right.
Like if she were to do that, or if she had a secret account, I know that it's with the best intentions, with the mindset of if something happens, she got you.
I
Right.
still want a prenup. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding.
Right.
I'm just kidding. No, she and
I give you a prenup, love.
she and I have talked about it because that whole conversation can go both ways too.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, if you love me, you wouldn't make me sign a prenup. But you can also say, well, if you did love me, you wouldn't be worrying about the prenup.
Yeah.
Right.
Why does it
Because
matter?
right. So that's
Right.
just a
Yeah.
conversation for another day. But
But
anyway.
yeah, just giving you your flowers.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Giving y'all flowers.
I didn't give
too.
you flowers. I gave her flowers.
Well, me and you talked about the fact that we can do these kind of things, trust with money and stuff like that, just because of the type of caliber
Oh, yeah.
of women we have. But that
we
does not
won.
exist today.
we won big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Because
If I was dating out here,
No.
I wouldn't tell nobody what I make.
no.
Nobody,
If this
nobody
was
should know what
anybody
you make.
else, if this was
That's
anybody
it.
else, no lie, you ain't gonna know about my business account. You ain't gonna know about no side account. You ain't gonna know about nothing.
No, but I want to continue this because
I was gonna ask a question
go
to
ahead.
close this out.
No, don't close it.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Because this one was another topic that we wrote that when
We
you
think alike.
when you should disclose
How
how
much you
much
make.
money you make with your partner.
That's where I was going with that.
And the reason for that was because we had this friend and then he was making some money and then he had this girlfriend for a couple months
Mm-hmm.
and then he got promoted. His income got doubled.
Okay.
And then as soon as he got doubled, the girl expected him to pay her rent, even though he wasn't living there.
He was moving out of state to take a job that paid him more. And he had just a few things there. They had only been dating a month or two, couple months. And she thought he was wrong for not paying, I don't know, her rent.
Mm-hmm.
What the audacity.
Right?
What do y'all think about
So
that?
for that, like, I think if you're not getting married, you should never
Yeah.
tell like
Yeah.
how much
Who
money
are
you
you?
make. So
Yeah.
for
Exactly.
example, if you're, I don't know, if you're working as a teacher, you should know how much a teacher make.
Never
Like
tell.
you don't need to know
nobody
how
needs
much
to know
extra
much you
work I
make.
do and how
Right.
much exactly
If
I
you
make.
come off the
Right.
back talking about how much money I make,
Well,
I
no,
get
that
flags.
hold on. That's a relevant question now because if
I do
I'm
have one too.
It's not.
you,
You don't
Go ahead.
think
I
that's
have a question.
relevant question?
And
that's a relevant
Where-
topic, but you don't get to
What
it
do you do
until
for a
you get to
living?
know.
What do
Yeah,
you do
you can
for a
say that.
living?
Right.
Where do you work?
My thing
great,
is
great. Those are,
and
that's
y'all can tell me
information.
if y'all disagree.
Not do you make
If you-
6 figures?
Yeah.
If you get married, I don't even think when you get married you should disclose how much you make. As long
What?
I'm gonna tell you, as long as you and the person you with, let's just say me and her decided to buy a house together, right? And we came across, like I said, we agreed on what we should put in the budget. Think about what I'm saying.
I'm
okay?
thinking.
And then everything after the budget is what she make extra is hers and what I make extra is mine. We don't have no money fights. The bills are taken care of. She got extra money to spend. I got extra money to spend. Why does she need to know how much I make?
So I
The
thought,
house taken
Just
care
had a
of.
similar
That was where I'm
conversation
thinking about that.
this.
yeah, we
Okay,
just
hold
talked
on.
about the same.
I don't want you to forget your question. What's your question?
Okay, my question is, okay, like, say for instance you're in a relationship, and just say maybe close to a year, 8 months to a year goes by, and the guy asks the woman to borrow money.
Fire.
The guy asked the woman.
Listen, man.
Mhm.
Listen. I don't think you. First of all, you shouldn't even be getting money from a woman unless you're in dire straits. Like this young man we talked about, he got injured on the job.
Mhm.
But hold on, bear with
I
me.
ain't said nothing.
Or you're
Your
married.
face
If you're
did.
not married to the woman, you shouldn't be asking no
Oh,
woman that you're
okay.
dating for money.
Okay.
If you're
Do
married,
you
not
think
then
the woman should ask a man
If
for
you're
money?
married.
no, it's ridiculous. Nowadays, women be talking about you got to pay my rent to date me.
Right, and it's
Yeah.
like
You fired.
If you're not married,
Go
or
pay your own bills.
Right.
You
What's
cannot
wrong with
ask
y'all?
for any money.
exactly. Okay,
It-
and but it was a
well,
question.
you know
how-
what? That's actually on
I
our
was
list
curious
too
about.
because the question was, well, if you sleeping with me, I should be able to ask you for some money. No.
No.
That's a whole other. That's
No,
gonna be
we're not
another
selling
episode.
it.
That's
Right?
basically what it is. Pay for play, baby. Pay for play.
No, because men are not emotional when it comes to that, and
Yeah,
when it's
we don't
when you're
care.
not married to
I'm
that
not
person.
paying your bills. I could just go find somebody else. I don't.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
What's wrong with you?
Next.
Anyway, okay. So did
Saints
you
is
have your
triple
final
play.
thoughts on this? And you asked your
I
questions
already
already?
said it.
Okay. I want to respect her time and I want to respect everybody else's time. They got a long drive ahead of them. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for joining me. If you want to donate, please, we need better mics. Today, y'all should see these contraptions. I don't even have enough headphones for everybody, but we need new cameras, we need new lights and stuff like that. Y'all can donate on Cash App at True Love Journey. And if you want to send us a topic, you want us to review a video, you could send us an email at truelovejourney.podcast@gmail.com. Thank you guys for joining us. You could have been anywhere else. We appreciate you. We love you. We want your comments. We want your feedback. Tell us, what do you think about this episode?
My name is Antoine Stewart, Late Night with SNA.
Peace and blessings. We out, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
No sense.